Good evening, all. This is Devang from the Financial Analyst, and I welcome you to the post market video in which we discuss what we can do in the coming days, what's the plan for tomorrow, and what's the outlook now. Do we need to recast portfolios? Do we need to change the outlook that we have for the markets after the panic sell off that happened today, or is the view intact? I'll start with a very important message which I can relate to in this current moment of time by the very respected Gaur Gopal Das. This is what he said. The days that can break you, they are the days that have the potential to make you. Nothing constructive in life happens without something being disruptive. Just how life is. Why do I bring it up? Because today a lot of people would have suffered a loss if you were on the wrong side. When you're in a bull market, the VIX is below 15, that's a good bull market signal. Whenever you're in a bull market, the bear legs or the corrections or the dips in a bull market are very fearful or very fast, are full of panic. That is how the bull markets function. And if you were on the wrong side today, if you were, for example, if you didn't read the Telegram chat or the yesterday's video, you would be on the wrong side. You would be on the bullish side and you could have suffered a good loss on the intraday front. But always remember that these days, the bad days, have not come to stay. They've come to pass. Accept your loss and move forward. Don't trade for a day or two. Get your mindset back into the game and move forward. Never look back and never ever ponder upon what's been done. Always, because the past is the past, something that is not in our control, but the future is. So let's not waste time focusing on the past and let's focus on something that's yet to come. The second message I want to share is from Jesse Livermore. I've said it, I think, in every video. I'm going to repeat it again because it becomes very significant now. Jesse Livermore said very simple. He said that most money is lost in the first eighth of a move and the last eighth of a move. You'll understand what I mean in the next coming couple of minutes. So, a humble suggestion to all, don't sell your portfolios. I get some messages. I don't know why the retailers panic, but don't sell portfolios. Even if the market falls 5-6% from here, 10% from here, you can't sell portfolios. We already, if you remember, you recast portfolios, you buy on dips, but we never sell, because if we keep on selling the portfolios, we can never make wealth. We can only then be an intraday kind of person. But wealth is only made if you can stay through these tough times. So remember that point. Short-term pain lasts 1 month, 2 months, whatever it will be. Short-term pain. But think about the longer picture. That's with regards to portfolios, not with regards to an option open trade. Please. Number two, what I want to say, something very important. Actually, I keep on forgetting. What did we discuss yesterday, right? Let's start. Let's try to connect the dots. Like, you know my style very, very well. If you're enjoying the video, please like, comment, share, subscribe. Positive Vibes Only Club. Thank you so much for the love. And thank you for spreading love and not hate. Thank you all for the messages that you sent me on Instagram. And it was really appreciated. I'm happy that you could make some money today. And I'm happy that I could give you the alert on the time 1:15. And I'm happy that it worked. Obliged to the markets, blessed, obliged to gods for respecting the analysis. Now, you have to understand something very, very important. We saw a big fall today, right? Look, was actually big, but on the charts or on the money control, it's just a 100 point fall on Nifty, 284 point fall on Bank Nifty. But it happened very swiftly. It happened so fast that you couldn't just grab it. And I'm very sure your fingers must be shivering when the markets were coming down and the orders on the limit were not getting executed. Let's backtrack my normal style that I have from yesterday's. Yesterday video, I said something. I said, we have to start to become cautious. And I've learned throughout, one lesson that I've learned, which you also, I'm believing, have learned through these videos in the last 20 days, that time is constant and everything is about time. 19th, Navy became bullish, and today is the 20th day, 9th June, 20 days. So time, as I've learned it, the harsh truth is time. Price is something that you can always understand, but time is relative. It's something that no one can understand, or everyone has a different understanding. But as long as the time is in your favor, you can go as much long as you can. But as the time reverses and it goes out of favor, things reverse, things can go bad. That's what I learned today. And that's the caution that I've been exerting in the last few days on my Sunday June Outlook video as well, that you need to start becoming cautious. You saw how yesterday very, very cautiously. Now, see, I do all these things, and I think now you will understand how yesterday we started booking profits in private banks, how yesterday we started booking and recasting portfolios, how yesterday, day before yesterday, we gave you caution to, book some profits, sit light, don't sit in any unnecessary positions. Now everything is coming into play. At that point of time, looked stupid when the markets were going up, but now you can see how everything is falling into place. I hope that advice has helped you out. Now, please understand, knee-jerk reaction has happened today. Everything has fallen down, even IT, but that's the least impacted sector. But again, as I said, knee-jerk reactions will happen when the markets fall. Panic has set in. But again, when things get back to normal, IT will be the first sector that goes higher. So please don't ask those repeatedly questions again. Yesterday, I discussed one very simple thing. I said, yeah, we have time, and you remember my quote very well. The faster we go, the farther we go. But we were stopping, halting, and halting. I said yesterday one thing only. I said that if the market, I personally feel that personal bias I have, that they want to go up today. They just had to. That was, I think, the last 10 minutes that I discussed and kept on blabbering about it. I had that personal bias, and I was expecting to, actually, I was betting a little bit higher values. I was expecting 15,880, to be honest. You probably saw those levels yesterday, but we'll come to that later. But I said, FII are showing caution. They're selling in the cash market, 1200, or they bought in the cash market, but they were selling before that. They were selling in the derivative market. I told you they were exercising caution. And I said that there's still a fraction of people who are bullish, who are bearish, and markets have to first turn them bullish for us to fall down. And I think that happened today. I'm not saying I'm bearish for the future. Listen to this video very carefully. Today, that small hope was given to people who were still bearish. Their SLs were hunted. I was actually going to go short myself, but we never got a closing below 35,000 in the first 15 minutes. We never got that. You can see how markets hunted stop losses vigorously. Think about this. People who went short, some people made good money here, but think about the people who couldn't exit and they just got trapped, and a big time trap. In what, 30 minutes, market rallied up from the lows of 34,900 to 35,400, 500 points in just 30 minutes. Imagine how slayed you would have been. And could you have imagined markets fall from that point of time another 800 points? You couldn't have thought about it. Neither could I have. But I was expecting markets to come a little bit higher. I'll tell you what happened after that. But I was actually trying to go short, but I never got a 15-minute closing. And I said on Telegram also that 35,000 ke niche closing is not coming. So don't be short, because if you start too short, you would actually have to come down below this level to actually start aggressive short. And that was difficult at that point of time. And I said one move will come, and that move came. What happened was at 15,800, this is how I think. I'll tell you what goes on in my mind is very, very important. 15,800 at this point of time, I sent a message on Telegram, and I said very, very carefully, I said that now I'm done. You must be, let me know if you remember that voice note. I said, now if markets want to go up, 1580 is there, fine. But I said, now I am done. I am not going to be long in the index, and my targets, as you all know it, we've come a long way. I am said I am achieved those targets, and it's over for me. If they want to go, let them go. I'm not taking part. But now I am just satisfied, and I'm turning cautious. That was the voice note I sent at around this point of time. I think it was around 12 o'clock. Was very satisfied with everything working our way. But as I said, time is constant. It was taking too much time. I was of a simple view that if the markets really want to come to 15,880, as I was projecting, it has to happen fast. It can't happen slow, because time is limited. It's just getting expired now. And at that point of time, and I said, Devang, it's done, yeah. It's done. Let's not bicker over 80 points. Let's not buck the trend and just get out of the positions. I booked longs. I booked a good profit in my longs. I booked a lot of other positions in my portfolio as well. And then I came on YouTube and I said, there's a level on private bank, Nifty private bank. I'll show you that, because you should know how I was thinking. Because then we had to be cautious. We were in no trade zone basically after that point of time. I can show you the Nifty private bank, what really happened there. Nifty private bank. Yeah, I think this is the index. That's 18,346. Okay. Nifty PSU bank also, I'll come to that later. This is Nifty private bank, 1 hour chart. I came on YouTube and I said, 12:45, I came on YouTube. I said, watch the 115 time. Tell me how an people made money on that. It was totally exact. what I gave you. I said 115 something big will happen. Right now we're in a no trading zone. Whichever side it breaks, 115 trade it. I gave you simple advice. And eventually it did break the levels on the downside. And I said, go short, go short. I came in the market also live. And the beauty was at 110, very funny story. At 110, I was actually, someone came at my door for delivery from Amazon. And I actually got occupied, and it happened so fast. I think 113, 114 it started. And luckily I entered my ICICI puts out the money. And luckily I was in time to tell everyone, exit, exit longs, go short. Let me know if you made some money on that. You made some profits on that. Luckily was just in time. Just in time. I would have personally missed my move if that Amazon person came a little bit late. But as always, God is kind. God is always kind, and God always helps those well themselves. So it was all planned, and the 115 time again worked for us. I think that was a blessing for us, and good money was made today. Why OTM puts? People ask me that, why OTM? Why so out the money? I earned a good, I think 80% today on the OTM puts, because see, I was expecting a big movement to happen. And if a big fast movement that was due is about to happen, then the best, then what happens if you go OTM? The premiums move up really fast, small investment, doubling of the amount in a couple of minutes. That's what exactly happened. So it was, I think it was a good blessing. That trade I gave was a good blessing for small traders who don't have a lot of capital, could have just bought 2-3 lots and made basically double of the amount, not double, 50-60% of the amount. That was one trade. So now what do we do going forward? What do we do going forward? One thing is clear, our portfolios have been adjusted. I am fine with that today. I'm happy I didn't have all these small guys in my the banks and all. I'm very happy about that, autos and all. I don't have in my account now. But what to do now? What's the plan now? See, first of all, the Nifty Private Index, it's bent. Can you see that? It was giving you higher highs, higher highs, higher highs, and today the formation has changed. It was already giving lower, lower, lower highs, and today the formation has changed. The trend is now bending. I'm again and again saying one thing and one thing only. This year, markets will give you great closing at the year end. You have my word for that. But again, to get to that closing, some hiccups, some speed, what do you call that? Speed bumps have to be witnessed. And my understanding of time and price tell me that this is the time to be cautious, as you've been already told. It's the time to be careful. Maybe you can make some money on the shorts if you have a good stop loss. Right? We've already been preparing you for this time for a long, long time now. Nifty Private Bank has bent, right? The private bank, as I said last night, there's only one sector which will drive the market down. That's Bank Nifty. You remember that point I said? Only banking stock is one sector which is going to be a pain. That has been proved today. If you look at the daily chart, today was a good inside bar. Today was a great, I would say, inside bar. You can see breakdown and follow through that happened today. Markets, I always tell you, you need reason. And the moment we have closed below 5 MA at this point of time, the trend has just got bent. The momentum has been gone. But let me tell you something very, very important. I can tell you for a fact, most money is going to be lost in the next 1 to 2 days. Being very blunt. Because when I am blunt, people listen to me very carefully. Why? I'll tell you why. Nifty chart. On the Nifty chart, one day is the first day that the markets have given you. Let me hide all of this time pass levels. Today is the first day on Nifty. The markets have closed below 5 MA, which means that the momentum is now bending. Momentum is getting over. This has happened with Bank Nifty in the past. You can always check. Whenever this happens, the momentum does get over. Number one. Number two, but tomorrow's expiry, correct? Right now, the question is, should I get bearish? Should I get bullish? But markets don't fall like that. They don't fall like that. That's something very, very important for you to understand. Let me first give you an intraday view, and then let me come to a little bit longer perspective. Okay? See, I'll tell you something very, very simple that will happen tomorrow. Whenever a big candle is formed, and after that candle is expiry, it's basically that the expiry trade has been done on Wednesday. And I told you this yesterday also, that the last 10 Wednesdays have been very sideways. This could be the exception. If you remember that point, you can let me know in the comments. You can always like the video in support of the analysis that we're doing. Now, what I've also observed is whenever there's a very big red candle on Wednesday, and the market opens gap up tomorrow, listen to this point very carefully. If tomorrow markets gap up, it is going to be a doji. Let it be there. It's there on YouTube. I'll come back and prove it. It always happens, and people, we always get confused. Why? Very, very simple. There's a concept called follow through in the market. If the markets want to go down tomorrow also, they will not open with a gap up. Public will not open it with a gap up. They will have to open somewhere in this point of time so that they can very easily, in the first 15-20 minutes, come down. I've already told you something very, very well. No matter where you open tomorrow, you will first come down and you will at least come to the support or maybe the low, whatever it is, some pain will come in the morning. That's why I said don't hold BTST calls for tomorrow's expiry. That's not going to work out for you. I'm speaking from experience. I've traded these candles for the last 2 years now, rigorously. Tomorrow, see at 9 o'clock, 8 minutes, what is the pre-market open. If the pre-market open is going to be a gap up, tomorrow will be a pure expiry sideways day. What is going to happen is that the first markets will come down. They will try to come to these lows and then some buying will come again and that will drive the markets higher. Pure expiry play. That's what I believe will happen. Again, I'm not God. I have the right to be wrong, but this is how I will play the markets. Then positions will be light and I will not aggressively short or I will not aggressively buy. I'll be a pure scalper or I might shift to option selling. Same is the case for Bank Nifty also. Bank Nifty has seen a good bigger fall than Nifty. I think the chart's loading. Give me a second. Yeah. 1 second. Some problem with the internet, I think. Okay. Sorry for that blip. Got some connectivity issues. Right. Hope you can all hear me very, very well now. Some connectivity issues. The cost of coming from a small city, I would say. See, Bank Nifty also given a fall, right? It's given a fall. Same analysis, use it. Look what happened here. History proves it, right? Big fall happened. If the market gaps up sideways day, doji day. And maybe then after that, markets can aggressively fall or aggressively go up. That we will see later. But tomorrow, if the gap up happens, don't aggressively trade or don't trade at all tomorrow. Leave the index. I'm being very honest, leave the index. Let's come to the intraday chart, 15-minute chart, Bank Nifty. Today, Bank Nifty has closed at 35,000. Not a good closing. Let me tell you that right now. Not a very good closing. It was great price action. If you can see on the charts, if you're a technician, you probably can see that the markets break down, they come back, give you 1 second chance to go short, then the markets come down again. See, also we have a good trend line. I'm going to talk purely technicals today. We also have a trend line coming in from these highs, right? The 35,800, the 35,500, the 35,200, 300 levels. You can see how the highs are coming down and down and down. Some kind of pressure was being mounted. It's got proof today. We have two triggers going forward. Inflation data tomorrow in America, Thursday evening, and the inflation in India, Friday. These are very big two triggers. Let me tell you that right now. You have to now focus on macroeconomic data. This is what will decide the direction of the markets going forward. Point number two. Now, point number two, as I said, tomorrow, if the markets open flat, let's say they open gap up, somewhere at 35,000, that's a very, very strong resistance. And I personally believe that the markets will try to come down first and they're going to take some support somewhere at this point of time. Maybe the lows, if the fall is going to be bigger, or at least the closing price, 800. You can expect a 200-point dip and then the markets can again come up, then they can again come down. Depends upon what happens in the institutional zone then. But it's going to be a good sideways day. I will be interested tomorrow when? I'm going to be interested tomorrow. I'll obviously be more on the aggressive short side. But when will I be interested? Now, if tomorrow markets open somewhere here, 34,700, 100-point gap down, basically near this support. Why? Because then these people, they get trapped. They will get trapped. People who took calls, right, they will get trapped. They will book losses immediately because markets are 100-point gap down. Expiry is there, so they don't have time. Premiums decay, and the markets then can continue again further down because already the market is weak. The market is weak, it continue further down. So for that to happen, for you to take a good shot in the morning hours, you need a very poor opening, 100-point, 150 down, point down, 50, 100-point gap down opening, and the markets in the first 15 minutes have to come down and break the lows of previous day. Then that position, then that flow can continue. because even then Nifty will break all the levels and that could give you a bigger outfall. But again, let's see if that happens or not. Trade the market, not the forecast. What are the supports coming in? If I open the 1 hour chart, what are the potential levels that are coming in? Let's think about that first. So 34,600 was the level if you remember yesterday, I said if 35,000 breaks, that's the last line of defense for the bulls for Bank Nifty. And then 34,600 will come. It came today. It came today. Now 34,000, even 400 is a very good support. This becomes a very strong support. 34,100 is a good support. And these levels are there. You can see all the previous swing highs, previous swing lows, and try to basically use them as targets. But for that to happen, you need a poor opening tomorrow. When can you become aggressively bull? That's the next question. Always remember, if the market wants to continue or go up higher, again, see, it doesn't matter what we are thinking. Markets always have the right to prove us wrong. Markets are always supreme, right? If the markets want to go higher, they never ever go up like this. Please do not be a retailer now. Already data and all is not so good. Let me just check the cash market data, because I want to see what the FIs have done today in the cash market. I think that is going to give us a very good idea of how can we plan the markets today. I'm just going to check the NSE website for the data if it's out already. Just give me a second. The cash market data. I don't know if it's out or not as of now, if I'm recording the video. I don't think it's out yet. I think people are still confused calculating what really happened in the markets today. But always remember, if markets want to go up, they will not go up in a single V-shaped recovery. Forget COVID times now. It's time to move on. How markets go up is something like this, what we call double bottoms, Ws. This is how markets go up. So if this happens, we will know. So for example, let us say tomorrow market comes up, then it will again come down next 1-2 days. Why? It's called the first pullback. It gets sold into like this. Like, see how markets fell down. They tried to come and got aggressively sold into. But at this point of time, now I'm trying to compare, and this will help you in the future. But at this point of time, this is what you have to answer. Will the market then break these levels of support earlier, or will it give you higher highs, higher lows, and then continue forward? Because if the market breaks this support over here, then the market goes down further, lower highs, lower lows. So this is what you will have to see further on. Markets have given you a plunge. They will try to come up. They will try to get some more even bullish. Some more retailers have to be turned bullish. At this point of time, when the first pullback ends, another big fall will happen. But then you have to see. So if you haven't taken short, I'm not saying go short now. Let this first pullback happen, or let the market open, let's say, very negative, and let it carry forward, or let it come up 50% of the fall, 38.2% of the fall, and then you can try to go short there. So when this fall happens, then observe, am I breaking these lows that have been set today, 34,600? If it's breaking, markets are turning short-term bearish, or short-term pain is there. Long-term, we are still bullish, still bull run, but short-term pain will be there. If the markets are, for example, not, if they do something like this, or even tomorrow something like this, then you can again start to buy when this highs are broken, what we call a typical double bottom pattern. Just keep that point in mind. I do not want you to short tomorrow opening randomly. I only want you to go short if you get a poor opening, or if the market gives you a great retracement towards the highs, 35,400 or something like that. You can take a very small risk reward kind of short there. That's called the first pullback. So keep that point in mind. Same is the view for Nifty. Let's not waste too much time today. Very similar view for Nifty. Nifty, little bit more interesting. You can see today the structure that has been very strong for a very long period of time. It's just got broken. That's a matter of concern. Now for tomorrow, you have to see where you open. What if market opens a 200-point gap up? Anything goes in this market. Again, if that happens, bad luck to the bears, bad luck to people like me who've gone short. We get trapped. But play tactfully. Don't short in tomorrow's expiry. Go for month-end expiry. Go for next week expiry. Go for in the money kind of position, so you're safe. Plan your positions accordingly and have stops in your mind. Please do that. So if, for example, you have a good gap up sideways day, you'll try to come down first, try to come up first. It'll turn into a sideways days, and then maybe on Friday, then we'll plan an aggressive trade. Whichever side it breaks, then we can plan an aggressive trade. But let the expiry be over if it's a gap up tomorrow. Secondly, what if you open below? What if you open at 15,600, 40-point gap down? Not a big difficulty. It can easily happen. If that happens, then, and if the lows are broken, you can get some aggressive sell-off also then tomorrow. Then it can happen tomorrow. Follow-throughs are important. If you want to go short, follow-throughs are important, but make sure they happen first. That's the entire matter of concern. Otherwise, I'm intact. The view that we had is intact. As I said, we're not shifting a degree. We've already made it very, very clear. 15,800 targets have been achieved. Short-term pain is coming as per plan. We already got you on board this. We already gave you some trades to get on board this. And we're trying to ride the short-term bear trend. You've seen the last 3 months good consolidation. You've seen the last 20 days bull market. I think for the next couple of days, we can see a bear leg of a bull market also. So be tactful. It's a new kind of market that you're coming into. Why I said that people lose money in the first eighth of the move? Why? Because right now people don't know what to do. Am I bullish? Am I bearish? No one knows right now. So until you have clarity, do not trade. Because if you trade because we don't have clarity on the bigger chart, you will lose money on the smaller chart. That's the advice I can give you for now. Any other trades, any other updates, we will let you know on Telegram. We're always there. And as always, like today, as I came live, if I have any brilliant idea, I will always come with the time and in the live market. Thank you so much. Hope you're benefiting from Telegram. Hope you're benefiting from YouTube. Thank you always for spreading positive vibes. And it's always a pleasure. It's always a blessing to come to the YouTube channel and always talk to the community. You're like my extended family. You're not like, you are my extended family. And I will always love you and I will always serve you. Thank you so much and have a good night.